Hi there, my name is Samuel and welcome back to another video where today we shall be taking a look at the set 71774 Lloyd's Golden Ultra Dragon, which does include 989 pieces, does retail for £125, $140 and 140 euros at full retail value, and this is from Ninjago's newest season, Crystalized. So let's start off by taking a look at the minifigures. So starting off with Zane in his new golden armor suit, which is basically just the same as his Crystalized, though it has got some additions, which I think is pretty neat. I really like this suit. I think it's done really well. The gold, I think, suits him really well, and I like the blue, and I like the fact it sort of still resembles his season 11 suit, which is pretty much a classic at this rate. You can see the back there, and removing his armor, you can see his back printing there, and if we quickly move it around, you can see his front printing, which looks pretty awesome. So yeah, this is a really good Zane minifigure, and I think they've knocked out the park with the gold. Next up, you can see Kai here in his golden crystallized outfit, which looks pretty neat. The gold definitely needs to be a bit more in the chest printing there, the body printing and the legs as well, but still it looks pretty awesome. He's got the red headband. The Ninja have their main associated color for their headband, which is pretty cool, and there you can see the back, and if we remove the hood, you can see his happy classic movie post face, and you can see his more stern face. Let's quickly remove his armor pauldron so you can see the back printing, which I think is done pretty well too. So this is another really good minifigure that I think they've done very well with. And so next up, you can see Jay in his golden crystallized outfit here, which looks pretty cool. You can see his front printing, which looks really neat. The gold, again, it might need some more paint application really, and there you can see the back with the pauldron. If we quickly remove his mask and pauldron, which there you can see his movie face, which I've really accepted these at this point. I think they're pretty cool. It really did fit the more mature tone that it took after the season Hands of Time with, of course, Sons of Garmadon. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Pretty awesome. And next up, we have got Cole in his crystallized golden suit here as well, which is pretty awesome. And just wanted to say, sorry, I forgot to say, these minifigures, I believe you can all get once, like another time in this outfit. So the ones that are actually exclusive is their dragon forms and normal versions, which is pretty interesting. But there you can see that there with the gold and everything, so that looks pretty cool. And moving it around there, you can see its pauldron, and removing that, you can see his face print here, which looks pretty cool. His back printing, which looks really neat, and his front printing again, which looks pretty neat. So then finally, taking a look at the Lloyd golden minifigure here in his Oni form, this figure looks absolutely incredible. Just taking a look at all the printing, it is just done really well. You can see the mask and everything, which is the Oni mask piece, but it has got a new samurai helmet, which is pretty cool. So taking a look at the back there, it looks really cool, and if we lift this up and actually remove that, you can see how that's done. So that is a really cool piece. I do like that. And there's just a mask again with the green eyes, so that is really awesome. And if we quickly remove all of that and zoom in there, you can see his body printing, which to me, this actually looks more like samurai armor, especially with the helmet. I don't know if that's making me think that way, but I think it'll be really interesting to just see how this suit plays out. And there you can see his back printing, which is done really well, and there is his happy face as well. So yeah, this Lloyd minifigure is genuinely a really cool figure. I really like the look of this one. And then taking a look at one of the Crystal King's like crystallized members, it's actually called a Vengestone Brute, which is really interesting. I love the translucent there. It looks really awesome, and I presume that this is some crystallized form of Vengestone. That is what I've been thinking here all along. It kind of makes sense. You can see that there with this new like dragon head mold, which that is absolutely incredible. It's just a dual molded piece, which is absolutely incredible. You can see the body print and all of that. So yeah, I really like this figure. I think it's absolutely incredible, and I think this is definitely one of the best warrior minifigures we've had, which I think is pretty awesome. And there's the second one, which is pretty cool, and he does include a different alternative weapon, which is this spear, which I think is absolutely incredible. And then we also do have a Vengestone warrior as well, which practically is the same, but he has for some reason like half of his chest missing, something like that. And actually you can see the yellow Vengestone, which is pretty cool. You can see his blade there as well. So yeah, it's the same head but just technically different body, which I think is pretty neat. You can see that there, which I think is pretty cool, and moving it around, you can see that there as well. So yeah, this is a really good minifigure, and it just shows how good these Ninjago minifigures are this year. And I know so many people have said it, they've really gone over and beyond, which really does make me think that Ninjago may be coming to an end. Which, a quick little spoiler alert before we talk about this figure here, I will be unmasking them, so their identity shall be revealed in a short second here. So taking a look at the Crystal King here, you can see they have these translucent swords, which I love this. This just looks so cool, honestly. If we actually just move in, because you've seen the horns, it's not too important to see there. Actually, if we just move out a little bit again, there you can see the printing and everything. He looks absolutely incredible. Just the printing is done so well. The mask as well, everything is done incredibly well. There you can see the back printing, which does give you some hint to who it could be. I wish they did it at the top piece, like adding some printing, but they don't. But you can see the mask there, which is really cool. Taking a look at his body printing, you may recognize that symbol, but again, I will leave it until I show the face. So that is really cool. You can see all their printing. I just think this figure is one of the best ones we've had done, and this new mask piece is absolutely incredible. So anyway, let's take a look at the identity. Who is the Overlord? The Overlord is back. Somehow it makes sense, I guess. Zane couldn't defeat him, and maybe something I've been thinking about. The final battle was never in season 2. What if that was always alluding to this? Obviously, this was mostly never their ultimate plan. Obviously, Will Film took over, but again, Tommy Andreasen is still like one of the writing leads. But maybe that was a link. But either way, I think the final battle has not actually happened, and that was like the predecessor, the actual one. And then Zane had, that was sort of like something that wasn't meant to happen there. But there you can see that. I think that is absolutely incredible, and he looks just so good. There you can see the back printing. I'm just so excited to see the Overlord back. You can see all of his printing there, which I think he's just done so well. So yeah, this minifigure is absolutely fantastic. I do love the body printing piece there. That is really cool. And the mask is just so detailed. Like, come on, this is an absolutely incredible figure. And I cannot wait to see how the Overlord returns. So starting off by taking a look at a front forward-facing angle of the dragon. Straight off the bat, you can see we have got the 4 heads, which these are a slight pain to align. And you just seen the leg dip, which is something I will get into a moan about a little bit in a minute. But you can see the heads here, which honestly, it is still a pain for me. The heads just kind of... The heads, I always have this on like multi-headed dragons here. They're always built obviously different, but they just never can quite go aligned perfectly like straight away. It really takes some time and fine tuning to really get it right, which for some I could imagine be quite tedious unless you really want it right. But taking a look, you can see there's some golden ingots, and just taking a look, you can see that there is so much gold on this dragon, which honestly is just really nice. So moving around, you can just see that we have got the dragon here, which honestly just looks really cool. You can see that they're looking around. We've got the wing here, which this wing looks really cool. You can see we have these blades, which these are actually different than the ones used for the Crystal King stuff. So I really like the fact that they've really differentiated the blades in that. So that's just something, just a nice little neat detail that they've done. You can see that we've got this the original Spinjitzu topper piece there, which is really cool. You can see that there. You can see the heads, and you can see that wing as well, which the wings were really unique to build, and there's actually a play feature. So what you can simply do is just move that around and do that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that is a really neat feature. You can see we have a seat. We'll put Lloyd on there in a minute. You can see that we've got the back here, which the back goes all the way down like that, which I really like the look of that. It just looks really smooth. It just transitions are lovely. You can see that there. You've got the legs here. I'll move the camera down in a minute so we can see that. So that's pretty cool. You can see we have a waist swivet, which I really like this. It just gives it some more posability. And yeah, it's not the easiest to do one-handed, but you can see that there. So yeah, that's really cool. The back of it looks really nice. The hinges don't stick out too much, and the dark tan and white don't like just distract from the build, which is really neat to see. You can see the tail, which goes all the way down there with one of the classic blades, so that's really cool. So that's what it looks like from this angle. You can see that in the base there, the chair, which looks really neat. The back of the head, sorry, let's actually show what that looks like. It looks pretty neat, I have to admit. I do like the look of that. You can see we've got some translucent colours and everything. Really gives me Infinity Gauntlet vibes. I have recently built that, so that is that. It would have been good if it was in that shiny gold. I think that would have been perfect, but it is more expensive, I do presume, for Lego, considering they don't use it. But there's been a few shortcuts lately with Lego, so that's not been the best. But taking a look at the dragon's head, you can see that there, that is Zane's. Then you have got Kai's. Originally, I said that these have markings of the ninja, but I have not seen any markings of the ninja that resembles their faces, so I'm not exactly sure if this is the ninja or the dragon figures. All the dragon figures are just in the main version, we'll have to see. Those are actually, there's the scar though, which is quite interesting. You can see Cole's a dragon down here, which looks really cool. I do love the orange eyes there, that looks really cool. And Jay's here, which it doesn't have any freckles, which I thought it would have. But yeah, I really like these heads. I think they are really cool. You can see that they can open up, but yeah, you definitely can get these misaligned, so you really have to focus in and get that sorted. So you can see we have the little translucent parts here. I really like Zane's. I guess blue is my favorite color, but translucent blue is just on another level here. You can see we've got the necks, which are a bit stumpy, a bit Minecraft squarey, but still it's pretty cool. You've got this one, so they've all got, they're basically the same base, but they differentiate by putting different element parts. So for example, this is to make it look like rocks, obviously lightning, then fire and ice. So yeah, that is what the dragon looks like from this angle. Let's quickly just take a look at the seat again. I'll put Lloyd there, and we'll just try to take a look at the legs, but there again you can see the wings, which looks really cool. And yeah, it's really neat. It's a really neat dragon. So let's quickly move on down so you can see the lower limbs. So we're going to quickly start off by taking a look just at a wide angle. You can see here, this is what it looks like with the heads from like this lower angle. I honestly cannot get it any lower before without looking at the ceiling, but there you can see that, which actually I can, I guess, move that up. But yeah, it's actually done really nicely. You can see they've used the reverse tiles here, which I really like the look of that. And moving in, you can see what it looks like there. It honestly is insane. But moving down to just under the dragon's head and neck area, you can see the body here, which that looks really cool, and that is an issue that this dragon does have. Again, the weight of the dragon, the bodies are always too strong for the legs, you can see. Or sorry, it's just too much for the legs. They're not strong enough. You just saw it there. It just collapsed, which is really not helpful. But yeah, you can see that there, all like the detail of that piece, just all these really intricate moldy pieces. They're really just shying away from like bog standard pieces, like all the shaping and everything. So that is really neat. You can see how they've done that there, which I really like the way they've done. They've just used lots of different plates to really give it the shaping here. If we just move that up, you can see that there. So moving on down and around, you can see we have this leg, which the legs have been done really well. But let's quickly just lift up the wings so that is all right. Sorry, I mean the tail. You can see we have some blade pieces here. The feet are done actually pretty nicely. They're done sort of not complete. They really could have put some new reverse tiles or something like that. They definitely could have added at least a couple of them that are pre-existing. But anyway, you can see that there, which is really neat. Just moving up and around, you can see the leg there, which is really cool. Like I said, the pieces are just a lot less bog standard this day and age, which is really cool just to see. And you definitely see it on builds like this. You can see that there. There definitely should be a piece there, in my opinion, like a gold 2x2 ingot, something like that. You can see we have this leg here, which looks really cool. You can see that there. You can see the foot. It's literally just the same, of course, at the back. No real difference. You can see the tail here, which this doesn't have the swooshing ability, which I'm not too bothered. We got that quite a lot. We have this piece, I believe, for the basilisk, which is really cool to see that being used here. And you can see the tail and the blade here. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, that does literally just not do anything. It's a bit weird the way they built it, but I mean, it is pretty cool. I can't deny that. And there you can see the other limbs. So that is really cool. I really like the limb area. It's done really well. Like, the legs are just definitely really nice and detailed. You can see if we quickly move on in under the wing, you can see that there at the side, which is pretty cool. And that is the same for this side. So that's what the dragon looks like. I think it's really cool. It has the hinge pieces in the interior, which is really cool. And there you can just see a close angle of where Lloyd sits. So what we're going to quickly do is just take a look at that angle, and that'll be it. I think you can see there's definitely some exposure and things like that. But yeah, I like it. I think it is definitely a good dragon. But seriously, what is going on, like you can see, me moving it around this much, it should not be looking like this. Like, look, the dragon is looking in a state. I think that is the best way to describe it. This dragon gets in a state because the limbs just can't support the body. Then the head can get really out of shape, and that it's definitely one that I feel like kids, I feel like it could be kind of a pain. Like, if you're trying to play with it and then, you know, they're like collapsing. Like, look, I pressed on it slightly. So imagine kids being heavy-handed in that. Because, like, I know as a kid, I would have mostly just knocked this thing over. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, if you want it to lay down. But yeah, let's go and put Lloyd on. And quickly, before we take a look at Lloyd here, you can see what this looks like again from this angle. Just another small, quick little look, which it just looks really awesome. But again, I feel like it would just absolutely just not do justice for kids. I feel like it will kill their attention span here. Well, for me personally, it would. But hey, everyone is their own here. And you can see we have Lloyd, which I think looks pretty awesome, but you can't really see him above there. Here you can see that there, which that does look pretty awesome, but you still can't really see him. So yeah, that is the dragon. There's not really many play features. This is really just a set for display, or just if kids kind of want to just play and they're not really worrying about the features, just like play with the dragon. Like, you can swoop him around, but then again, you have the legs. But yeah, that's what it looks like. You can see the hinge there. There is the bottom side and all of that. So yeah, it's definitely a good dragon, but let's quickly just set it up and I'll talk about my final thoughts. So then quickly, one last final thing I wanted to show you is the sheer scale of this set. You can see just how massive it is, and I'm using a wider angle lens just to fit it all in here. But yeah, it is absolutely massive. You can just see the scale of this. It's really long, it's really wide. To fit on a Billy bookcase, I have to fold the wings in. So yeah, that's what it looks like from above. It is a really big set, and excuse the bottom stuff. Now let's cut back to the throne. And finally, we have one last thing to take a look at. It's just a little side mini build for the golden weapon / the Crystal King. This is like his throne, which I think think it's pretty neat, but these golden weapons I am not a fan of. I honestly think this is a downgrade. I was excited to hear was getting like a new Cypher Quakes, but yeah, this is not the best here. The nunchucks look pretty terrible. Shurikens look not terrible, but not the best. The sword, I do not like. It looks pretty garbage, terrible in my opinion. And the scythe, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I love the top part, but why is it got this weird, like, what is this? This little tube here should run all the way up to the bottom. So it's really annoying the fact we've still not got a perfect scythe yet, though. I don't know, will we get one? Most probably not, but we will have to see, though. They did surprise us with this. So that's what it looks like, and there you can see with the Crystal King, which I think looks pretty cool. He does look pretty menacing there. I wonder if it can attach to the temple set, or if there is another throne, something like that. Well, I know there is another throne, but yeah, that's what he looks like. Pretty neat. So there we have it. I hope you did enjoy this video. Overall, I think this set is pretty good. Like, I do like Miss Dragon. I think it is a pretty good set. In fact, this might be potentially my favourite Ninjago Dragon, but I do have a couple of gripes with it. My main issue is, well, there's technically two. The pricing is not that good. £125, and it doesn't have 1,000 pieces. I don't like to fall into that category of people who's like, well, Lego, it should be 10p per piece. That's sort of like a myth, a legend that was created by the fan base based on averages, because averagely themes have been like that, and Ninjago has been one of the best contenders for this, and it has been absolutely incredible, this ride of having all these really decently priced Ninjago sets, where in fact some of them have been extraordinarily priced. But no, this should not be £125, $140. Really? This should be about a, I don't know, £90 to £100 set, most probably £100 set. This would be much better, $120. That is what we should be paying here, not that much. So it really should have 1,250, give or take a few pieces around that mark. So the fact that Lego have not done that is a little bit disappointing. And the head movement, the fact that it's really hard to get it all like in the right shaping, and that is definitely something that's quite annoying there. It's just a little bit annoying, the fact you have to keep readjusting everything, and the legs just keep collapsing. Like, you saw the state it was in after reviewing it. So imagine a kid when he's like flying it around and like smashing it into objects and stuff, like dropping it on the sofa or whatever, you know. It's absolutely not ideal, I don't think. But yeah, there you can see the minifigures. The minifigures are really good, and this set is a really fantastic set. I like the dragon. I love the fact there's lots of gold here. There's honestly so many different just elements and stuff like that, which I really like. But yeah, it definitely could be a bit cheaper. Unless you're getting a freebie or anything like that, I do not recommend paying full price. It's definitely a good set, but just not worth it. So yeah, that is what I think of this set. It's definitely really cool. And yeah, that is what I think of this set. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until the next video, I'll see you there. Bye for now.